Hello everyone. I'm going to be covering the Bughouse World Championship in the under 2000 section. The match we have right now is CheckForChess and Darvacki versus candidate master Shuvalov and international master Artem Sadovsky, which will be held on chess.com. This is the second match of the final four, which will determine who progresses to the finals and which team drops to the consolation match to determine third and fourth. It should be started momentarily. I am looking for co-commentators. If anyone wants to commentate with me, let me know, and we can jump in a Discord call or a Skype call or something like that. So I am privy between a chat between the players where they said that they would start within a few minutes. CheckForChess and Darvacki had been warming up in the random pool. Where it looks like they just got a win last game here. So yeah, it should start any moment. CheckForChess is from Sweden. Darvacki is from Wales. And I believe the other team, Shuvalov and Artem Sadovsky, are from, I believe, Russia, if I recall correctly. Hey, Elyoshi, thanks for watching. So this match will be first to 16 with a win by 2 condition. Time control will be 3 minutes. And this is the Bughouse World Championship, so they will be playing some Bughouse. I am following the players, so I'm not sure why this hasn't started yet. I guess I can follow more of the players. I followed one of the players from each team. Thanks for the follow from Tom T. Day. I think I recognize you from some 4-player chess streams. Alright, we will follow all 4 players on chess.com. Oh, oops. We're now following all 4 players. Hopefully this will start soon. Oh, they are chatting. Let's read their chat. Yeah, so they were just discussing the match format. And all confirming that it is first to 16 with a win by 2 condition. Shuvalov has immediately traded queens. In my experience, I found this opening it's a little bit better for black because when black castles, he already has the rook file open. So this F7 weakness becomes a strength. But he just plugs the hole immediately, which I think is a mistake on his part. So if pawn takes, knight can win a rook here. I guess you can go king up. But if king up, oh, he's just going to give the rook. I think that's a mistake too. So Shuvalov is clearly winning on his board. There have been a lot of trades. Queen in is a possibility. Yep, and there it is. Probably see bishop check. Bishop takes knight. Oh, I think bishop takes knight was better. Then if queen takes queen, he can take back. Okay, so some I would have liked rook over for Shuvalov, grab that rook file. You can also hope for some pawns to promote. Although Shuvalov is down a little bit of time, Artem Sadowski is on the attack and has a lot of pieces to support him. A bishop could be quite good. He's going to use his existing pieces for now. Maybe a rook in. Trading those rooks, giving a pawn in the process, would leave a bare back rank where we could see queen in afterwards. Okay, he's coming down to light squares instead. Gotta keep moving. Gonna take? I think he has to take. I would probably take with king here. Oh, he took. That allows this. Knight check is good. Put a pawn in. Artem Sadowski, like, for sure is gonna mate. And Darvacki does not have much of an attack. Try to get this bishop out, maybe attack the rook, which would allow the rook to defend the back rank. Oh, draw by repetition. That was a good result for CheckForChess. CheckForChess has accidentally entered the random pool, but we'll come back to the match also. Zai-san, I would love some help with commentary. Do you want to join me either in my Discord or I could jump in the house Discord? Well, where would you like to chat about this? I'm not sure if you're in my Discord. I could jump into a chat in my Discord. But if not, oh, okay. Here, I'll send you an invite. I guess they're figuring out how to rematch now. But that first the first game of the match was won by the title players from Russia. Artem Sadowski, or no, I'm sorry, it was not one. That first match was a draw. Artem Sadowski made repetition moves. He could have easily avoided the repetition. His attack was so strong, he could have thrown in an intermediary move that leaves some pressure on. Oh, okay. Well, I will call you directly then.
Hello there. Can you hear me? Does this
I
sound all
can.
right?
Yeah, I can hear you, and this is just fine.
Okay, excellent. So we're watching on chess.com, right? And not on your stream. And
Yeah, that is better for sure. So Artem Sadowski seems to be attacking again. This time Darvacki has gotten the better of Shuvalov as far as the attack. A knight would win a queen for him. So I don't see a knight coming.
no. Should stall here with bishop at h6 for more time. I mean, you're up 4, but it's still.
Artem Sadowski could have played bishop takes bishop before, which would either have won a queen, or if knight takes, new knight in would have won the rook. Oh, he did give the knight.
G7 is not good though. No, you get to
Yeah.
defend.
I don't know what Darvacki's thinking about. He really should take the queen, but I think he's thinking of taking the bishop to keep attacking. I think would be a
Yeah, I think
mistake.
bishop at h6 is perfectly fine. You can't move the queen because it's mate. So bishop at h6, maybe pawn at g7, trade on g7, and then take the queen. The king is on g7 instead of h8.
Yeah,
It should be a better
that
version
does sound reasonable.
maybe even bishop at h6 check and then take the queen. But I'm thinking taking the queen now is.
Yeah, I would take the queen. After you take the queen, bishop at e5 could be a possibility.
Yeah,
Or
I
just
mean,
get the queen in, like queen h5, something like that.
but they're down time now, so it's a bit reasonable response. Yeah, now h4 is. pawn at g5 was... Oh, we got the bishop. Checkmate.
Yeah, that's the chessmate there with the queen. Our score is now 1.5 to 1/2, favoring CheckForChess and Darvacki. So I said in previous matches that CheckForChess and Darvacki are in the random pool fairly often playing Bughouse, whereas Shuvalov and Artem Sadowski are more of chess specialists who do not play as much Bughouse.
Yeah, CheckForChess has been playing Bughouse as long as I have, I think. He was Fredde back on Fix.
He was what on Fix?
Fredde.
Can you spell that? What's the...
Free DDE.
VDD, Ved. Okay.
FREDDE.
Okay.
There's some Swedish for you.
Okay.
And he had like 60, 70,000 games on Fix.
Oh, wow. I did not realize that.
Uh-huh. So he's definitely a Bughouse specialist.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's from Sweden, so it makes sense that you know that. Darvacki has quite a good attack. I'll CheckForChess, making a threat.
It's hard for Sadowski to defend this action.
It is, and not only does he need to defend it, he can't give a rook or a knight.
Yeah, I mean, if he could play rook takes e2, then, but he cannot play rook takes e2.
And they are down over 30 seconds. Probably time to resign, move on to the next one.
Yes.
And our score right now is 2.5 to 1/2. So far, the Bughouse specialists are getting the better of them. Have you played with CheckForChess over the board?
No, never actually, which is quite surprising. Should do that at some point. He doesn't really go to chess tournaments or anything like that. He plays Bughouse.
Yeah, well, I play Bughouse at chess tournaments on occasion.
That's true. That's true.
So Artem got tired of his queen getting chased around. Decided to at least get a piece for it.
Yeah. The Russian team is sitting too much.
Yep, queen at e4 may be good for... Oh, he's just moving king over. That's weird. Was that a mouse slip from a castle?
That was a pre-move. Expecting pawn at d7.
Ah, that makes sense. Oh, here he could take e6, but he's going to go for the attack instead. Ooh, that's a clever move. Maybe you could move that to h5.
Yeah, or take on g2 maybe even, because I don't think you're getting mated with the queen covering so much.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
So he's threatening a knight mate and a rook mate now. He cannot go left because of the threat of knight at e7. I suppose he can wait for a blocker, like a pawn or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he goes right, a pawn mates him. So he really ought to wait for a blocker here. And he's comfortably up time, so he can do so. Ooh, okay.
He's telling his partner to sit and you know. Now white has to play a move that prevents knight at f3 mate.
Well,
So back up
can the
knight
knight be taken? Suppose you could play rook a1, go for the knight, but okay.
I mean, yeah, good. But
Hey, let's try. So Darvacki is up about 4 seconds and would like some trades.
even pawn mates.
Okay, bishop looks good.
Mm,
Oh, queen, that's game over right there. Yeah, I suppose that queen on e3 was a bit cramped. Not many places it could go. So our score is now 2.5 to 1/2. Wait, is it? Or is it 3.5? It's probably 3.5 actually.
It's 3.5.
3.5. Okay. Yeah. Queens is traded and CheckForChess is playing more aggressively here. Maybe knight back, then knight in. h6 is the target. You could just take that. Knight takes
Knight.
pawn, and then new pawn in. I don't think CheckForChess is being aggressive enough here.
Pawn at c3 is not good from Darvacki. He missed the discovered check.
Yep.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I mean, it looked very much like another win for Czech and Darvacki, but it's got interesting now.
Oh wow, he's sacking for pawns. They could get another draw here.
Doesn't
Maybe
have a pawn.
maybe
He needs to
bishop
take
at
the pawn at f2.
f2. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I suppose you could play Shuvalov could play pawn at a6 here, and pawn is worth it, but it's a bit off.
Darvacki is gonna grab one of those rooks. After he grabs the rook, he could play rook takes knight, liquidate things, and be comfortably up a rook.
In 15 seconds.
15 seconds is huge. All the time to go in on the dark squares with, yep, pawn at f6. Oh, that rook has fallen on the Darvacki board. Maybe knight at g1 here, something like that.
Knight at g1, c1. You could also play something like h6 or h5 just to make space for the king.
Maybe even pawn at f2 to threaten a promotion.
f2 feels it's risky. The likelihood of a rook coming is too
Oh,
high.
yeah. Then the rook
I think
is...
you either check or move the h pawn, I think.
Oh, then that's a great place for the rook because it guards the knight at the same time. So a bishop would mate. Okay. I don't like this. I think it will allow him to wiggle out.
No, but now maybe he'll move up now. Oh, yeah.
Knight at
Knight
e1 is the move. Oh, this bishop move is
it's
good
too
as
hard
well.
to do.
Yeah, I like it.
King e2 now, and it's not so easy. Oh, maybe. Oh, this however looks dangerous.
Knight at d5. CheckForChess has some troubles now, though.
Yeah, but he got the queen, so it's mate in one.
End is up a bunch of time. So, yeah, he can stall whenever he wants to.
Looking a bit with
Whoa.
one side. So
Given the queen, I guess threatening queen takes c3, but he's not going to get a bishop for the mate after that. So a bit of a yeah, he's just going all in without anything to show
it's
for it.
actually mate with a pawn. Like king takes d3, queen takes c3, king e2, knight takes g3, bishop takes g3, and the queen takes e3 because you take with g3 to deflect the bishop, and then pawn at e2 mate. But it doesn't have a pawn, so it's not mate anyway. Plus they're down 30.
Yep.
But in theory.
Nescio says in the chat, surprising their uptime. When I partner CheckForChess, he's always down.
Yeah, I think the
I don't
Russian
think
teams are
I
a
don't
bit
think
slow.
these titled players here are necessarily speed demons.
Um,
So again, the opening Darvacki is playing. The benefit of it is you can castle and have the rook file, but he is not castled, which is a bit weird.
yeah, but it's a tempo. If you're faster than your opponents, then using that time to place pieces against your enemy king as fast as possible can be useful.
Yeah, the problem if you don't castle is the hole on f7 becomes a liability instead of an asset,
Yeah,
which is what we're seeing here.
really good game by Darvacki.
Yeah,
94
knight at e7,
spectacular move.
and then pawn will mate.
Yeah, but they're up. So bishop at the a5 is pre-movable by black, so he's probably fine here. Or he is fine. This is
I'm very important here. White is fine too, though. He can always play knight takes d5. Let's see, what else can he do? Yeah. So he snagged a free piece there.
yeah, that's probably
And by
best
the
choice.
way, a knight now wins a queen for CheckForChess. Queen or rook at
Yeah.
his option. Oh, bishop takes a3 is fine as well. Snag free pawns.
Yeah, that's too slow. Those pawns don't do enough. Queen at b7 was an option, but this is, of course,
I would take the rook.
very strong. Yeah, taking the rook makes sense. And
Oh,
the queen
another
is.
knight will snag the other rook now.
You're so greedy, Jack.
I'm a greedy guy because if he goes left, he could just pawn check and use your light
Yeah.
square bishop to get in there.
Yeah.
Darvacki trying to trade everything off, get in safe here. Oh, queen at c. Okay, now CheckForChess can just stall. Doesn't need to move.
But it's too close. Yeah, you
Okay,
can
well
play
he's just gonna
points.
checkmate
Queen at
instead.
c7.
Yeah.
That was a very well executed game by Darvacki. That was actually very impressive for an under 2000. I guess he is almost 2200 by now. That
Yeah.
was a really well played game.
Yep. Yeah. He did start off as a clear under 2000 to start this tournament, but he has improved. Nesio, my co-commentator is Zizon Firefly from Sweden, who I think is about 2700 on chess.com. Been playing Bughouse consistently since 1996 online, something like that, maybe earlier. Shuvalov again getting this attack. Pin. Knight takes pawn. Very possible. Oh, and they've resigned because it's mate on the CheckForChess board.
Yeah, this is. I was expecting a semi-close game here. And they're running away with it. What's the
The score
what are
is
they playing for?
6.5 to 1/2 right now, favoring CheckForChess and Darvacki. They're playing until 16 with a win by 2 condition. So,
Right.
so first to 16. Darvacki getting in on the dark squares. Now knight at d7 could be a threat for him. And he's taking the knight because it is indeed mate. Bishop check.
Yeah, any two checks work.
Bishop check, and then pawn at g5 is mate. So CheckForChess just needs to live, and he is up 10 seconds, which makes living quite easy.
Plus, he's actually perfectly safe. It looks a bit scary, but it's actually very safe.
Yeah, he is. He is very safe. All the key squares are covered. Could just bring the knight back here. Although actually that would allow queen takes c. So maybe bishop d6 here.
Yeah. I mean, or sit. They're up 20.
Or sit. He could sit saying, I wait for knight. I like this so much.
That wasn't the best move, but again, you can sit.
Or a greedy guy could take that pawn.
A greedy guy could. Yeah.
Pastor Hippie, the score is 6.5 to 1/2, favoring CheckForChess and Darvacki.
Yeah, it was interesting. They were definitely the Russian team was definitely winning the first game, and
The
then
first game, the
walked
Russian
into a
team
repetition
just
there, and
slaughtered them, and somehow a repetition was achieved. Yeah, Nesio, that was very unfortunate that Daizon had to be forfeited from the tournament because of Tata's deal. I personally did not agree with, but not my decision to make. But we're hoping this will be an annual event, so hopefully we will see Daizon in next year's tournament.
we'll see. Maybe it's a long time till next year. I
It
signed
is.
up for the Crazy House World Championship at least, so
Well, and then
at
the
least I'm
previous
committed to
Crazy House
that.
World Championship, you made it to the candidates. Daizon is quite good at Crazy House as well.
I did make candidates this year, and now I signed up for last year. Now I signed up for this year's tournament as well. So oh, keep
I
me.
think you said in Crazy House World Championship, your goal in the candidates was to win half your games because
Yeah,
it's a very tough field. Did you achieve that goal?
yeah. I had two goals. Don't get adopted in any game, and get more than 50%. And I did not get adopted, and I got 58%.
Very good. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was an extremely strong field this year.
It was. Darvacki is up 30 seconds. Uh, Although CheckForChess is on the run, but should be able to get safe here. Gonna have to trade these queens, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I guess knight would be good for check for chess. Even
Nice.
even rook at h1. Rook at
Oh, he
h1,
didn't.
king takes, then rook takes is good. Okay, got the knight.
I thought he thought this was mate, but king f1 and it's not. So I
No, I'm not
mean, it
saying
is.
it's mate, but it prevents from losing this knight, and it lets him keep attacking. So I would say
Yeah,
rook at
but
rook
instead
at
of
h1, rook
taking,
takes rook is really good. You can also
yeah.
play knight takes c1.
Yeah. No, but I mean, taking the pawn on g2 with check was more natural. So I guess he assumed that knight at e2 was mate, but okay, and it is mate, but it's not as trivial as you would think. After king f1,
Yep,
king f1, queen at g1, king takes e2, queen takes f2, king takes d3,
yep.
and you'd think there's something there, but it's actually not
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
so
play that
fast.
sequence.
But it
I,
is
I
mate,
would
of course.
either trade off the rooks or play knight takes bishop. I guess you do have to worry about rook at c7, king takes rook, pawn at d6. If you ever let
Yeah,
go of
you don't have to
check,
take the
so
rook
maybe
though.
that's too
But
scary.
queen at c7 is a threat. But you have mate. Queen at g1 is. But he really should have moved here, Sadowski.
Yeah,
He
for
really
sure.
shouldn't have sit this down. I mean, make your opponent prove he can mate there. It's worth it. I guess they're
Pleasure Hippie says,
maybe
why
they're
not rook at e1
demoralized.
distraction and then knight takes f2? That is this type of move that you would play over the board. But the problem with that is when trading kings, always take first. So
Yeah, that's why he
rook
plays
takes
rook at e1.
d7 is a threat.
He's assuming rook takes e1. But king h1, you can put the rook on g1, and then he has to take with the rook, and then it's not pinned, and knight's not pinned anymore. But you can play king f1. But if you play king h1, rook at e1 is the right idea, because if he takes rook takes e1, then you're no longer pinned. You can take on f2, but he can block. So you want to put the rook on g1, because then he's forced to take. And you
Yeah,
can play
well,
knight takes.
this is assuming that king goes to the left. I think what he was
Mhm.
saying in the chat, maybe I didn't understand. I'm sorry. So he was saying rook at e1, like immediately. I thought he said rook at h1. Um, but yeah, for rook at e1, distract the rook. I guess he's saying, and then after
Yeah,
that you can.
but you can
He
block,
said,
so you need rook at g1. The idea is correct. King f1, knight g3 is
I
probably
think I
also
think
mate,
it is.
but
I
h
think
takes e3.
it's still
Oh,
a
that's
good
nice.
idea.
No, but you run to e2 afterwards. It's
It's
not.
still a good idea to do that because the rook at e1, and if you block, you could just take it, and then if he
Yeah,
takes
okay.
with king, then you could put something new on e2 and go from there. If he doesn't take,
But,
if
but
he
it's
takes
not.
with rook, then you have the sequence you wanted.
But it's not mate anymore, Chuck, because
Yeah.
you will run out. You don't have heavy, because he has rook takes f2 after f1. So, but king h1, rook at g1. Um, King f1, knight to g3 was suggested. H takes e3 and then rook at g1. Or oh, you don't have another rook. Yeah, you do. Rook at g1, and he cannot take it, so has to go up. But he can go to e2 and run. The easiest is queen at g1. King f1, queen at g1. King takes e2.
Honestly, here's the sequence I would suggest. Instead of dropping the knight at all, I would play rook at h1. Uh, king takes rook, then rook takes h2. King takes. Knight at g4. And your threat
Yeah.
is knight takes f2, and you also have a queen in hand.
Yeah. But I think this is good enough.
Apparently. Okay, so Artem Stadowski is having connection problems, so he is trying to fix those right now. We have a long move suggestion in the chat from Crazy House Fan. Are you Trezos fan, is this after the knight check?
Yeah, that's a correct mate. You can play it that way.
Okay,
He
so
doesn't have to take d3. He can go to f3 instead, but it should also lead to mate.
king f1, rook at e1. Takes e1. Queen g1. Takes e2. Okay, and then queen take. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Darvacki is continuing to play this opening, which I repeat is good for black if you castle, but because he's not castling, maybe not so good for black. Okay, this attacks and defends. That's good at least. CheckForChess would like a blocker. Maybe pawn in
Yeah, the Russian
g5.
team is up on time this game, though. That could be a game changer.
That could be. Then it might have been a result of the connection problems before that they were downtime in the past.
Could be.
So knight defends the rook. If bishop
Yeah,
takes knight, play rook takes.
yeah. You should take the 2 knights here. Okay, this now bishop 2 is fine. I think bishop takes f3, rook takes g8, bishop takes h5 was there. Taking on g2 is a mistake. You should play bishop e2, but or bishop b5 possibly. But you should
Darvacki would
not.
like a knight, and CheckForChess is attacking a knight.
You know.
Here I would have liked rook takes bishop to deflect the rook. Because then you're threatening bishop at f7, and if you get a knight at h8, if you made an attack.
You won't be getting a knight because it's stuck on g1 and they're down on time. So I think
Yeah, that's true.
it's a good attacking idea, but it's too much here. Now you need to play king e2, but that's a very scary move to play. Oh, I found it. Very impressive.
Yeah, the knight still guards e2 from later attacks. Well, I guess bishop takes knight is possible here.
It is, but then you take with a pawn and your queen is covering f3. I'm thinking bishop f3 check and take the rook is an option because you're not
Okay.
worried about pawn at f7 because you're fine there. This is not.
I like this knight move. Goes after the queen, defends f7, threatens knight at c4. Multi-purpose move. Darvacki has a
Caught up on
very
time now.
safe king. So Artem Sadowski probably reluctant to trade queens by taking this knight.
Yeah, maybe he should not have given the knight because now it's. I guess king e1 is also one of those very scary. No, it mates. No, I think it's. I actually think CheckForChess is mated here, right? Oh, you can take on c4 and play. No, I think he's mated actually. King e1, you have knight takes d3, and
Knight
if you go to
b2 and trade the queens.
yeah,
Possibility.
but queen at b1 first is
Yeah.
might mate this, but no knight e to c4, and you have to take it. No, but
So
that's
you have to
also mate.
take it then king
This
up.
mate actually. Wow. Yeah, this is mate. Oh, you can take and go up.
Oh,
But
new knight in.
I feel like their
That'll do it.
prospects are not the best here.
Yeah, and down
Yeah,
20 seconds this game.
yeah. They
The
got
time.
the Russian team got up on time early, and it was a complete game change. Maybe it
Absolutely.
was the disconnect issues. Tough to start with 7 losses, 8 losses before that, and then try for a comeback. I'm all for spotting your opponents a little bit of a bonus, but 8 games is a lot, and best first to 16.
Yeah. Darvacki on the attack initially. can just take the bishop. Oh, but if he can get a bunch of material, maybe... Okay, he wants knight at h5, I guess. Okay. I don't think it was worth sacking the bishop for that. Although now a knight mates. Knight is not forthcoming. Not even any on the board. Oh, huge rage from Hot Blockchain. Really appreciate it. Give her a shout out. So the people coming from a raid probably have no idea what this is. This is Bughouse. It's a chess variant played by 4 players in teams of 2. Whenever you capture a piece, you hand it to your partner, and you can make a normal chess move or take any of the pieces in reserve, place one on any empty square. We're watching the Bughouse World Championship in the under 2000 section. I'm not playing uncommented because I'm rated about 22, 2300, so I don't qualify for this section. Hey Jeffrey, thanks for watching. So I stream mostly chess variants like Bughouse, and I'm a partner streamer from that. In the commentator booth, I have a friend of mine who is also who is among the best of the world in this variant. Eyes on Firefly. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we are watching the
knight plus pawn
semifinal of
mates.
the
Yeah,
Open
so
under
semifinal.
2000.
The winner of this will progress to the finals. Okay, pawn mates, and they're up to. Oh, that's a bad knight takes knight was a possibility.
And now you have the discovered check and
It is knight.
and
Okay,
lead
well
to
now
mate. You
there's
can run a bit.
now it
Oh
works.
no, king resign. Why are they resign? So sad.
Yeah, I mean, king takes knight, queen down, king up. It was going to be mate pretty soon. But yeah, knight takes knight earlier was much better.
But
Our
you can
score
still
right
fight.
now is 9.5 to 1.5. The winner is the first to 16. Win by 2 condition. Gonna save his knight. Oh, queen trade on offer, and Artem is attacking. I don't think he has mate though. This queen takes
Nope.
pawn on this board. Oh, winning the queen. Nice move by Darvacki. So trying to get in on dark squares if king takes pawn in. Taking the rook could go for... Well, I guess knight still guards promotion on b1. You just take with bishop. Artem on the attack. Pawn could be good. Because if king takes, queen can come in.
No. And there's the up a little bit. That I don't like though.
Shuvalov is up time.
Don't be some okay. Bit of mistakes here now. We've seen a very clean game, I feel like, from CheckForChess and Darvacki.
And
But here were
CheckForChess
some
has threats of
not
his
so great
own.
moves.
Artem probably would like a rook, but he doesn't have one right now, so knight at b6. Maybe for now. Okay, getting his bishop out to allow castling and cut off the queen. Makes sense. So a rook would be quite good. They are now downtime though.
It's only 3 seconds though, and they have proven that Artem
Maybe
has proven that he can
new
move really fast.
knight at b5 could be a possibility. To go for knight takes c7, exploiting the pin.
I mean, it's covered twice, so I think
Yeah, but
maybe risk.
knight takes. Also
It's
covered
unfortunate
twice.
that you have a discovered check. Pawn at e6 would be a great move for Sadovsky, if not for the fact that queen takes e6, knight at d4, there's knight f3 double check with mate. So that otherwise that would be really good. I think knight at d8 is probably the best move for white here.
Okay, so to go for the queen.
On the board. On the other board, I guess he's sitting for now because if he moves the queen, there's
So
at
you
b1.
think knight at d8 with a follow-up of like pawn at e6, something like that?
I mean, if it moves the queen, you put a pawn on e6, yes.
Okay.
But I mean, this one I feel is too slow because something like queen at c8 or rook at c8, and there's no real attack anymore. And then the white can move. This is
interesting. Bishop check, I
probably
assume.
playable, but not something I would advise.
Well,
Nope.
it worked. It should have gone down, I guess.
But even then, bishop f6, and then it's very close to mate anyway.
Our score right now is 9.5 to 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, he needed to do rook at c8 or queen at c8.
Ooh,
He can't take it.
wow. Okay. He's taking
Oh,
the queen.
that's a mate. That's a mate threat. Okay, whoa. Okay.
Why did he should not have? Or oh yeah, it was a mate threat with queen n.
Yeah.
Which instead of taking the knight, he should have just defended it another way.
Possibly. It's interesting.
I mean, Darvacki gets to play up a queen now.
That's always fun.
Just throw a knight in, but maybe he's waiting for a better blocker, like a pawn. Oh,
Yeah.
now he has a pawn. Okay.
You
That is
should
not a
sack
threat.
the queen
I
there.
would
I think this.
take a bishop first. You could even sack the queen, just push the pawn.
Yeah,
Let him
but
take.
now it's maybe taking the pawn is better now.
Okay, and he could play knight at if there's knight at d1 if there's queen at a1. Guard the rook.
Knight mates, or does it? Knight is very good for Darvacki. That's borderline mating.
Yeah, knight does look very good. Oh, this is also
So also a
nice.
good option. Oh,
Create
knight f4 is a mate
discovered
threat.
double check. Two
Yeah.
different ways. Just drop a pawn check. Draw the king back.
Oh, you can't go back. You have to go in the corner. Oof.
Yep. And this is mate.
Yeah, that was a bit not so good.
They're down 30 seconds, so there's no point in waiting it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Our score is now 10.5 to 2.5. Artem is doing this same attack. He has won a pawn in the process. Gonna see a sack. Okay, Darvacki does not want to give this knight.
Well, he doesn't have much. Oh, wow. Okay, I thought just.
Yeah, I don't think that should have been taken. Yeah, now he can't give the knight. It would immediately mate his partner. They are down 2 seconds. Artem is going to wait for the knight.
Yeah, but it's not coming. But okay, it's.
But it does allow Shuvalov to put some pressure, even if he doesn't get the knight.
And a knight is very good for
cannot
Shuvalov.
put
So
any of these knights in a position where it can be taken.
If Sadovsky plays bishop at h5 or something like this here.
Darvacki is up time now, though. Yeah, yes, bishop at h5 is a good move for Sadovsky. CheckForChess doesn't have a bishop. If CheckForChess played bishop at h5, I think the queen should just take. Yeah. Oh, Artem getting in on the dark squares. Knight is still fairly crushing. Could even just drop a pawn. Yeah. The threat of dropping a bishop. Even bishop on the other side. Oh, but that not gonna work. This knight still hasn't come, which is somewhat surprising. But Artem is doing a good job even without the knight. Queen in. Oh, yeah, that mates immediately. Tom TJ doing some gambling in his chat. So our score is it 11 and a half? 11 and a half to 1.5, I think. Yeah. Comeback time. That's 1800 strength. As Scary Snakes would say, do you believe? I just drop a pawn in. Yep. Darvacki going for the dark squares. Artem has the rook file opened up, which could potentially be scary. This bishop move is multi-purpose, guards his light squares, also attacks. I don't like that move, trading the bishops. But I guess it helps his partner to get that bishop.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Were you talking and I couldn't hear you?
Well, not for long. I just noticed that the call dropped and
Oh, okay.
stopped.
So,
Good, we got it running.
teammates. Oh, okay. Darvacki, I think, is now quite safe. He can always go to b1. But Shuvalov seems reasonably safe as well. Oh, pawn check. D7 probably wins a
Wrong
queen.
square. Now pawn bishop at e2 would have forced the queen. Or it does force the queen, but it's not mate anymore because
Yeah,
of pawn at
this
e7.
well, this still quite a good attack. There's a threat of knight to g8.
Absolutely.
Artem is getting a counterattack though, potentially with knight at
Yeah,
h6.
d7 and the bishop takes f6 and things like this. Yeah. Oh, maybe knight at h6 is. Maybe not. Interesting.
So oh, it's mate. It's mate on the right board.
Is it?
Oh no, it's not. Oh, I didn't see the knight covered. Whoa, that had to be a mouse slip. Um,
Huh?
huh. The rook is
He should
still
sit down.
bearing down, so even if like rook g8, there's a discovered knight checkmate potentially.
No, but the
Oh,
rook
and there it
f8
is.
and then rook takes h7, rook at h6
No,
is
no,
very
no.
pretty.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
a very
that,
pretty mate.
yeah. That mates anyway. You're right. You're right.
It's a pretty mate.
Yeah, it was a pretty mate. Is my score not updating correctly? What is the score you see?
10.5 versus 4.5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was confused because the underdogs won a few games. Yeah, 10.5 to 4.5 is our score.
Are they underdogs? I mean, okay, after starting half a point against 7.5, or losing 7 in a row, of course you're underdogs after that. But before the game, I was expecting this one to be very close.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, it is interesting. If you look at Shuvalov's flair, he has a bughouse flair. Maybe he is more into bughouse than I realized.
Yeah. Yeah, he plays more normal bug out than the international master. Sadowski is. He's more of a exactly what you see when a very strong chess player learns bug house. That's the lack of understanding of when to attack and when to sack, and he's trying things out. It's interesting to see him improving in real time, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so rook plus knight would be a smothered mate. So those are very unlikely to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's trying to make potentially a rook mate. Yeah, trying to
H4 is
undermine the
that.
knight.
Now I should go h5. This move was not the greatest. Yeah, and now he's check. Oh, okay, taking the rook. He's going with the check move.
Whoa.
So queen takes
Queen,
g6.
yeah, queen takes rook from Darvacki, just won immediately. Or, no, maybe not. I guess there were two things. But the rook was quite good. He did play queen takes rook.
Yeah. Yeah, no knight mates. The question is, and they're up 10, so they can avoid it, but will they realize it? Okay, no, it definitely doesn't mate. Okay.
Yeah, some pawns are good.
Yeah, this looks good for the Russian team.
Oh, knight check.
Oh, this, however, is not. Yeah, now you take that knight and castle. Okay, never mind.
Going in on the light squares. So a rook would be good. I don't think it's going to come. So probably this bishop will trade it instead. In fact, oh, he does have a pawn as a blocker. That's a very weird bishop move. Oh, trying to go in those dark squares? Okay. King gonna come down?
Yeah.
A wild game. I can defend. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
mate.
mate with a knight.
Yeah,
This is quite a comeback. Our score's
like we
now
saw in the chat. There's a comeback incoming.
10.5 to 5.5. Price tree YT. Yeah, I'm not gonna invite you to the call right now. I'm just getting full commentary from Daizan, but I can play with you another time for sure.
Okay, so here you want to sack your queen. Knight takes d5, and then bishop takes d2, king takes d2, and then you have two knights aiming at f6. But he chooses not to, which is reasonable. But that knight is so weak that you're highly likely to lose your queen at some point here anyway.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
now
now he
he's done
does
it.
it when he doesn't get the f6 pawn, and it's not as good.
Yep.
So that was he came to the right conclusion, but unfortunately one move too late, or two moves too late. And white and black has a very strong attack.
Yeah. Queen can come in at a3.
Yeah, he actually had mate with a pawn last move if you play queen a3. Now you can maybe run somehow. King d1 and maybe even this. Times are even. Yeah. It's turned into an exciting match.
Yes. Hey, good gamer. And if he doesn't, well, actually, when you say times are even, I think Artem is still up about 1 second. He's retreating the queen for defense. So he can wait for another blocker, or you can put the knight in. If he puts the knight in, he has to be worried about like pawn at g7, something like that. Even potentially, if he puts the knight in, knight f5, future liquidation.
You have knight c6, so
But this is interesting because
knight
Darvacki
attacking the knight is not so impressive, but
could have
pawn at
taken
c7.
the queen forever and was thinking about it. Thinking about whether or not to take the queen because it hurt his partner so much.
Mhm. This is
Check for
interesting. I don't like.
chess, offering a queen trade, but when he's on initiative. Oh, nice mate found by Artem.
Yeah, he can't take on d3, but okay, it's also hard not to take on d3. Very nice mate. It's a move you play. C takes d3, even if it mates you. Yeah, comeback incoming. Nice.
Yeah, our score is 10.5 to 6.5. Still favoring CheckForChess and Darvacki. I think Shuvalov and Artem have found a better formula for them, which is not being down on time 30 seconds and finding a little bit better openings. CheckForChess has given up the queen. Oh, he's won back the queen because of this free move. You gonna sack another knight just for the attack? Nope, he is not. CheckForChess is down time. He can't count on any more pieces. Down 6 seconds. So if he were to sack here, Artem would just take the sack and have his partner sit.
Well, but pawn at e5 now that he has a queen is very strong. I'm not even sure how you defend this with black.
You don't have to worry about that because the fact he has checkmate.
You do have to worry about that. All right. So
11.5 to
the
6.5.
momentum has perhaps been halted. This is a very important game, I think. If I imagine CheckForChess and Darvacki wins this one, then they should take the match. So I think this is a very important game.
And a reminder for those not aware, this is first to 16 with a win by 2 condition. Our current score is 11.5 to 6.5, meaning Darvacki and CheckForChess need to win probably 5 more games. Artem doing a good job defending and getting more pieces on the board here. Oh, that gave up the bishop. Nice find by Shuvalov.
Mm-hmm.
The knight had cut off the bishop here. And even if rook takes, the other knight can take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good game where it's first to 16, but you need to win by 2.
It's interesting. It's a fast bishop at b2. Very nice.
Oh, yeah, he's bringing the queen down. I was just going to suggest that.
Yeah.
I think pawn check, and then, like, you need a pawn, but pawn check just mates. One pawn mates. They're down time, though. So, oh, he got the pawn. Why did he not sit? They were up time. This is game
that
over.
was a bad mistake. Well, I think, as I said, I think this game is extremely important because they just halted the momentum, and now they're up 12,
Yeah, so
12 to 12 and a half, 6 and
that
a half.
was lack of communication, coordination. Shuvalov should have told Artem to stall, and it was critical that he stall, as the pawn just determined the whole game. He sack? Oh, he did not sack. Interesting. Darvacki is continuing to play this line, which I think he's misplaying. Artem is on the attack.
You're sacking, but if your opponent plays h6 and d6, opening up all his white squares, and you don't take on f7, when are you going to take on f7?
Yeah.
That was knight c4 was actually quite ridiculous. Maybe that's their strategy. Their strategy is for chess to
And
not
take
sack.
this because of pawn check queen in.
Yeah, this looks difficult to defend. Knight at
But
g3,
and
knight at
they're
g1 is
double
threatening.
sit in for some reason. Knight at e4, I assume.
Yeah, knight at d3 is a try.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not easy to break through. You can play pawn
Okay,
at f2 and
knight
take h1,
takes.
and
Yeah,
you're fine. He's up 20.
the other knight can
Now
come in.
the other knight goes to g3, and the queen goes to d3 most likely.
Queen at
Queen at
f2
f2.
followed by knight takes bishop.
Yeah, you
Possibility.
probably play bishop e2, but even so. Yeah, he's trying to be fancy here. I'm not convinced it's all that good. Okay, if you do this, it's very good because I guess he didn't have an option. It was mate the other way. Yeah, this was nicely played.
I
That's
don't think
mate.
he should
No,
have.
he can go
He
g1.
should not have taken that pawn.
Oh, pawn at c2 mate missed. Uy, uy, uy. He missed mate in one there when he took the bishop.
Knight guards this.
Yeah, but queen e2 is mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
found the
true.
mate anyway. Yeah, very good game by Sadowski.
And they've accidentally gone in the random pool. I'll be back.
Fantastic.
Good gamer. The Zyzon is commentating with me, otherwise known as Firefly from the Free Internet Chess server. You just said hi in the chat.
With my not so creative double name, so people will know who I am. At least it has the advantage of being informative, right?
Yes, very informative. So, was Firefly not available when you registered on chess.com, or did you just decide you wanted to change usernames?
It wasn't available.
Okay.
There's some bot. There's a bot called Firefly on chess.com,
Huh.
and then Firefly is almost never available as a handle anymore
Yeah,
because
because
of
of the
the
TV
ever
show.
since the sci-fi series. It's such a popular name that it gets taken very fast.
Which your handle on Fix predated by a wide margin.
I'd say 10 years or so. Give or take a few years. That's an interesting queen sack. And back to c4, yeah. As I said, it's very fascinating to watch Sadowski improve. Every game he's getting better.
Yeah, yes. Knight in check seems possible. Or just knight takes bishop. Both are good.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out exactly what Darvacki needs to mate. Is it a knight? Queen at h3? Is that mating? Yes, it is. So knight. So knight mates for Darvacki, which means that his
They are down
they're now
time
up 2
though.
seconds. And last time he needed a piece and they were up, he moved. So let's see if Sadowski. Oh, he moved. Oh, yeah.
Not so good.
This unexpected decision. Now knight at a3 is mate, right? Queen takes c.
Yep.
No, takes and then back and new knight.
New knight in.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
It's also
okay.
mate.
That's a fancier way of mating.
Yeah, it
You could
works.
even
Works
have
anyway.
moved the knight rather than putting a new knight in.
Yeah. Everything mated. That was check. Okay. So is that 8.5? Or is it 7.5 against 12.5?
Yeah.
8.5, I think. Yeah. So it's getting close.
It is getting close. Oh, it looks like I caught the embed at some point. So we have a bunch of chess.com viewers. Good Gamer says, almost understand 25% of your American speech. Not sure if you're referring to me or Zyzon. In my opinion, Zizon speaks
By me and my
perfect
American
English.
speak. Wait, what?
I'm always impressed with, and not only that, but Zizon, he speaks English, Swedish. I've seen him speak a bit of German. Uh, very multilingual. Probably a good gamer would rather be commentate in German.
Yeah, no, my German is not something a German would particularly approve of. It's saying that I speak German. It reminds me of this saying about chess. If an American says he doesn't play chess, it means he doesn't know the rules. If an Englishman says he doesn't play chess, it means he's 1200. If a Russian says he doesn't play chess, it means he's 2000. So if I were American, I could say I speak German. But if I were German, then I would say I speak German. They would just laugh at me.
Shuvalov on the attack. Picked up some material. Pawn at g3 would be a creative move here. Or, no, I guess queen could take. Never mind.
Sie möchten mein Deutsch hier hören. Ja, leider spreche ich sehr schlecht Deutsch. Aber ich kenne einige Wörter.
Maybe rook a4.
Something like that.
Rook a4 or knight at g6. Basically, this rook is hanging. Seems to be the main problem.
Yeah, that's an issue.
A creative move would be knight at f4. And if queen takes rook, you could take the pawn.
But the rook is not so bad. You're more worried about pawns diags here. There's a very nice move, pawn at e3 for Darvacki. But you're worried about giving pawns here because of pawn at h3, and you're down 15, so maybe you can't block pawns. So maybe pawn at e3 is an interesting option here, because after pawn takes, bishop it cannot take because it's pinned. Pawn takes e3. You have pawn at f2 and then knight at g3, and then suddenly the knight at king takes f2, knight at e4, and then when the king moves, you have the g3 square available because you have deflected the f2 pawn. It also works like this, but it's less aggressive, and now you're giving up pieces that. Oh, it chose to take the knight.
This ended up being relatively okay for Darvacki, but his partner is struggling. Now a bishop is
also
crushing.
Knight at d4 was missed. Knight at h4 is a mistake. Knight at d4 doesn't allow the king to escape to d1.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very exciting. There's a dead even time and
Darvacki on the attack.
Some very interesting positions. Bishop at a1 by Darvacki is a classy move. Okay, so rook mates, down 3.
Vacating a place for knight, potentially.
Which is coming, I assume.
Now knight at c3 is a possibility.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know if it leads anywhere.
It's questionable. Okay, so you take the rook here, Darvacki, but he's up 10. He might want to sit. Yeah. Oh, that's a risky take on d2. Pawn at c3, knight at a4, queen g5.
Darvacki is stalling though, so
5 seconds and CheckForChess is playing fast. Yeah. But you've also
knight
given
check,
so
take
much.
Queen. Yeah. Rook in.
But you're queen now, so.
Oh yeah, even better. Okay, pawn check. This is gonna mate. Rook in is mate.
Yep.
So Vladdy in the chat says, if you can speak 2 languages, you're bilingual. If you speak 3 languages, you're a polyglot. If you speak 1 language, you're an American.
There you go.
I resemble that remark.
Hey, it's always fun to bash on Americans, right?
So Darvacki has left these holes in his position. Yeah, knight wins the rook. Bishop wins the knight. Darvacki shed in pieces. You could just develop the knight at this point.
Mm-hmm. Knight at b4 seems very slow. I imagine pawn at e6 was more to the point.
I think Shuvalov is doing a great job attacking and winning pieces along the way. Oh, don't take that knight. Should have just slid over.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, Darvacki has an attack. He's up a little bit of time, not enough to get when he needs to mate, I wouldn't think.
Exactly.
In the meantime, his king is in a bad way over here. So probably Shuvalov is going to get to take this knight and then continue with his maiden attack.
Question is, do you have a useful move here? As Darvacki, other than sitting? If you do sit, can you get pieces fast enough? Mm.
I'm sure they are forming a plan. One thing we should mention, which we haven't mentioned yet, is that none of these players has said anything in the chat this whole match during the game. So they are certainly in a call with each other. Ooh, he's just taking the knight. Just gonna. Oh no, you can't take that. You have to go up.
Everybody's nine. Oh, not taking. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, rook takes c8 was unnecessary. They're up 10 now, though. Okay, now queen. Okay,
And
that's mate.
yeah, that's mate. CheckForChess needs to be moving now. His only chance is to checkmate.
In 1 second. Yeah, maybe 2. You can put it. No,
Not
bishop
gonna
at
happen.
c5 is pretty movable mate. Yeah. All right. So what's that? That's 13 and a half. It's going to be 9 and a half. Yeah. Getting closer. And every game, Sadovsky is getting stronger and stronger. This is very nice to watch.
So Artem has just been throwing in checks, and now he is up 8 seconds, something like that. Darvacki says he needs a minute. Maybe they're going to adjust their strategy. Not sure. But our score is 13.5 to 9.5, I believe. Probably just needs to pee. Maybe so. This has been quite a long match. Maybe this may be among our longest matches. Because the the match lengths, as far as what you need to get increasingly long as we get later in the tournament. And a lot of these later matches have been clear victories or blowouts, but this is kind of getting relatively close. So we started this match at actually I think the match started late. It was supposed to start at 2 p.m. might have started around 2:15. But we're already over an hour in this match. Probably an hour, 10 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, and some of the games in the open section, we've had matches with more games, but they play so fast that the
Yeah.
games tend to end quicker. Some of the
And
games just
also
end
the
instantly.
open section is a 2-minute time control rather than a 3-minute time control.
Ah, so even that as well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we've in the open section we've had some matches that have been over in 10 minutes. And they're complete blowouts.
Yeah.
Modesty, no, there's no increment for these matches. It is 0 increment. The players in the under 2000 section start with 3 minutes on each of their clocks. In the open section, they start with 2 minutes on each of their clocks.
Okay, we're live again. Next.
Darvacki starting to attack on the light squares. I don't think this necessarily leads anywhere.
Yeah, knight
Check for
f6
chess.
now is okay.
Oh, I like this pawn move though. Takes. I think you can ignore that. Just play pawn takes g7. This knight covers c3. So a rook is now good for check for chess. And a rook is forced. They're down time though.
Yeah, it's not mate.
It's not mate. I would
Oh,
just
king d2 here for
save the bishop.
Shuvalov needs to play king d2 here.
Reasonable too.
Okay, that's fine, I guess. But this is
You could.
should have taken the chance to play king d2 to get away.
I would
Not now, because
I
now
would have put
bishop
the rook
takes
on
c3.
h8 there. Darvacki threatening queen takes f2.
Yeah, bishop takes e6. Bishop takes was with check. This leaves chances for black. Now queen e7 pins the knight for Sadovsky. If he plays queen e7, he's pinning the knight. They're exactly like that. And he will be able to capture on e6 eventually. Unless white gets a knight, of course, which is mate. So just take the rook and take the knight, and it's checkmate. Uh-oh.
Rook at f8.
Oh, that was mate. Knight at e7 was mate instead of the rook. Might not matter. They have such great control that.
Yeah, it controls all the attacking squares from Artem. This queen guards the knight check. Queen takes knight. Bishop or pawn.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be mate fairly quickly.
Should be. Oh, queen. All right, then it's
Yeah, that'll do it. Queen in is.
All right. So that's match point.
No.
Nope, it's 14 and a half.
We are
Okay.
at 14.5 to 9.5. Is first to 16.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 2 more games to go here. They've traded off the queens.
What is this? 2 more games. We're overtime here. We're looking for overtime. We need at least 7 more games. Go Team Russia. Let's make sure it's the longest match in the tournament so far.
You have it here, folks. Saison rooting against Team Sweden.
Nah. In the playoffs, in the overtime, I will root for CheckForChess and Darvacki. But until we get there, we like overtime.
We do
Overtime
like
is nice.
overtime. Darvacki has fairly good development. Oh, okay. Time is fairly even. Maybe queen at b5 so he doesn't lose the bishop. Be a possibility. That does force a queen trade, which seems fine for his partner.
Queen at e5,
No,
careful.
b5.
Oh,
b5.
b5. Yeah, but you might want to. The queen on looks so nice with the mate threat on e2. I mean, what you want
It
if you
does,
can sit
but
for knight on
right
d3,
now
it will be like.
these bishops are being attacked. So if
Yeah, but you can
Darvacki
play
has to,
bishop b5 and give up the a5 bishop for a tempo, and then knight at d3, and then take back, and you're threatening a mate again on e2.
where is this knight you talk of?
Yeah, that's the problem. It's on b2 and it's coming, but okay, it's equal time, so it's risky. But if they feel like they're the better team at flagging, they could try sitting for a long time.
I mean, no,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, but okay,
Don't.
if CheckForChess plays slow, they have a problem here. He needs to go now.
Yeah, I don't like this decision. I think they should have either traded the queens or played bishop takes b3. But just giving up the bishop for nothing, not really a good idea.
It was fine. It was execution was slow. Like CheckForChess sat there, you didn't really have the time for it. But yeah, this is now a very tight game. Yeah.
Now Shuvalov is winning a bunch of pieces.
Mm-hmm.
CheckForChess is fairly close to a mate, but doesn't quite have it. Oh, Shuvalov winning this queen. I think that's probably going to determine the game.
Could
Because
be, could
Darvacki
be.
would then be playing down 2 pieces.
Oh no, G2 is hanging. That was not the move. Yeah. Should probably take on d3 and then king e2. This is going to be
Oh,
mate.
yeah, Artem has a mate here for sure.
See. One game closer to overtime.
Artem definitely improving. No doubt about that. So our score right now is 14.5 to 10.5.
Mm-hmm.
Favoring Darvacki and CheckForChess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he just gives up the pawn. Don't like that.
This is very dangerous. Queen g4 instead of queen f3 for CheckForChess was very strong. Now he plays it, but he lost the tempo on it. But Sadovsky needs to play h5 here, I think. I mean, it's a move you don't normally play in Bughouse because queen takes g6 or bishop takes g6, but knight at h5 is such a strong threat here that you need to do something
h5,
about.
could you play queen takes knight? Pawn takes,
Yeah,
bishop takes?
pawn takes, bishop takes, and but I think you need to do that because if you allow knight at h5 here, you can
Yeah.
sit for a diagonal on f5, maybe bishop at f5 or pawn at f5. You're down 3 seconds. I think you should play h5 here because you cannot play a slow move here. Let's say you play something like queen e7 or so. There will be knight at h5, and that's GG. Long term. So either you get the die because this is okay, but I really think knight at h5 there was. Now you have a new chance to play h5, and now there's not even queen takes knight. So now h5 looks even better.
Yeah, probably the queens would trade if that happened.
You know, this is risky because
Now a queen would
Darvacki
mate
can chase.
if Darvacki
Yeah,
could get a queen. They are down time about 1 second though.
But also even just bishop h4 and then bishop at b5 to pin the knight to keep the mate threats, like we saw.
Yep.
And now queen is mating, so you can. Oh, well, you should have threatened the queen.
Rook is maiden now.
No, the Russian team is up. So this is now pawn at d7. Is it?
Queen.
Oh,
Okay. They're going for the other board apparently. Our score right now is 15.5 to 10.5. This could be match point.
This is match point, isn't it?
Well, it's match point if Darvacki and CheckForChess win.
Oh, okay. It's not on. Okay.
Darvacki has a pretty great position here.
Yep. And there it is.
That is match.
Boom.
GG's.
Queen takes it. Queen at e2 mate twice in a row to clinch it. Well, I was first. The Russian team had a slow
it's not
start.
quite as bad. There was the last match that Chicken and Helms played. Helms Knight ended the match with a smothered mate on move like 5 by throwing a knight in.
I think it was move 8 to be precise, but yeah.
Something like that.
Poor lagger. That's gotta hurt.
So yeah, our final score is 16.5 to 10.5. Favoring CheckForChess and Darvacki. So what that means is CheckForChess and Darvacki will proceed to the finals. The final two teams in Bughouse World Championship in the under 2000 section. They will play against Plaster Hippie Chess and GMB MW. But the losing team of this match is not quite done yet because there's going to be a consolation match to determine third versus fourth place. So they will play the loser of the other match in the under 2000 section. It'd be very fun to watch. So I'm sorry I'd interrupt you, Zaizan. You were starting to say something, wrapping stuff up. What were your commentary there?
No, I just I thought that the Russians had a very slow start, and it was the score was 7.5 to a half. It started with a draw, and then they lost 7 games in a row, and then they got going, and after that we had a really tight match. So
yeah,
it was interesting.
So I guess our advice to them for next time is do not lose 7 games in a row.
Exactly. Good advice.
That's what they pay me the big bucks for. Okay. At this point, we should find someone to raid. Anyone has any suggestions? Please let me know. Otherwise, my inclination would be to raid Pepe Lu, who usually streams chess, but sometimes streams some crazy house. But first, we're going to check the chess category, see if we see any chess variants going here. And I do not. Let's send you guys to Pepe Lu. Assuming he accepts raids. Sometimes they don't accept raids. Oh, they do. He's taking a raid. Alright, so thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Zaizan Firefly, for providing co-commentary. Thank you to Hot Blockchain for the raid earlier today. Yeah, and I hope you join me for future commentary. We have some open section matches coming up the next few weeks that I'd love to have your insights there as well. So if you haven't followed me yet, I'd appreciate a follow so you get notified of my future streams. Streaming mostly Bughouse, but also some 4-player chess, Puzzle Rush, Puzzle Battle, and other variety games. We're going to send you to Pepe Lu, who plays and streams quite a bit of Crazy House. Right now he's streaming some Simply Chess, but you can all tell him you love Crazy House and maybe encourage him to play more of that in the future. So thanks very much, everyone. Have a good afternoon to those of you in the US. Good evening to those of you in Europe. See you in a future stream. Bye, guys.